Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to the Rad Graham channel. I'm Graham, back with another video. And if you saw my last video, I had a haul of Super Nintendo games that I'd winded up getting from Facebook Marketplace. And I went over those in the video and what their comps were and whatnot. But about a day later, or actually before I left the parking lot, that individual had told me, hey, you know, I've got this weird looking console. I don't know what it is, and I got a bunch of Nintendo games. I'll shoot you some pictures. So the next day, he shot me some pictures, and we made the deal. So,
Yeah. Stick around.
and welcome back, everybody. As promised, I'm going to go through these games now. Full disclosure, I paid $120 for this, which is a super deal, considering the one item at the very, very end that I'll show you well surpasses that. And it actually does work. I tested it. I'll get into that in a little bit more detail. Now, as for the games, there's only one game in here that I actually did test because I played it with my son. And so I haven't cleaned these up yet both ways. I haven't cleaned the pins yet with alcohol, or, you know, to even go further, take them apart and see, because on those Super Nintendo games, I only had about 5 or 6 of them that actually worked once I went through them and tested them. And so I'm going to have to take those apart with my driver bit, or my bit driver, and try to clean those up to get them to work. So, but what I mean by clean is I haven't cleaned the cases, which before I if I test these and they work, I'll definitely get them cleaned up inside and out before I wind up listing them in my eBay store. So without further ado, let's get into this. So start out with Super Mario. I think over here the light is better. Super Mario, crappy label, right? So, well, if you don't like that one, maybe you'll like this one. Label's a little bit better, still crappy. Don't like that one? Well, what about this one? Actually, this label is way better, but it is a little scratchy right there. So I don't know, maybe you don't like that one, but maybe you'll like that one. This one is super smooth, super clean. Again, most of these are autographed by the former owner. Across the back, this is actually going to be easy to get off. I'm going to do a future video on some hacks to clean that off, and it's not alcohol, and it's not just a magic eraser either. So I got these. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to keep this one just since it's so clean. I'm probably going to wind up selling all of them, or I might have to case swap some if you know, some of the traces are broken. Go from there. Then we have a Solar Jetman, a standalone Duck Hunt, Mock Rider. A lot of these I had never heard of before, but I'm definitely going to play them and have fun. Of course, I've heard of this one before. Bo Jackson Baseball. People from our generation know who Bo Jackson is. Bo knows, and Bo knows diddly, right? And then this is one I didn't know existed. This is the one that my son and I played with the Mario Brothers, the Duck Hunt, and the track and field. And I'm probably going to keep this one just because I have a power pad that I'm going to wind up using that game for. Then we have Dragon Warrior, again, signed by the former owner. And we have Dr. Mario. This is going to be one that I'm going to keep. Played this game at the arcade as a kid. Burger Time. So cool to have this one. Found in the wild, too. Then, what do they call this one? Power Play Football. NFL football. I'm wondering, of course, y'all probably know this already. I've never played this before, but since it's called Power Play, I wonder if it's something that you play with the power pad and you got to actually run. That would be pretty cool. Now, this next game is one that I had before, and when I tried to whittle down my collection to, you know, I guess make money to buy some other things I wanted to, I sold this game, and the minute that I shipped it off, I regretted it. So I'm so glad to find this again. My old copy was actually in better condition, but again, I'm just glad to have it back, and that is Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. This game still, as you'll see from the comps, holds a lot of value. And we have the standard Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt. Another game I already own. It's in really great condition. I love this game so much. If you've seen the channel, I talk about games. I love fighting games. It's kind of like what I prefer to collect. So I already own this game, and I went to the extent of, I don't remember his name, but somebody in England on Etsy that recreates the actual boxes and all that. So I had that recreated and sits in my collection over there. But Kung Fu. I love this game. And then we have the RBI Baseball. Not that this is more rare, but you notice this is just the gray cart. It's not normally the, I don't know if you pronounce it Tengen or Tenjin. They, on the baseball, they always had kind of the triangular tipped top of the game that, in a black, and I think it was typically in black. So this one was a surprise that it was a gray one. So then we have this one I'm going to keep too. Never played it before, but again, it seems like a fighting game. Urban Champion. There's another game I'm going to keep just because, and that's Bart Simpson versus the World. Got a little bit of the label peeling up right there. And, you know, too bad y'all don't have touch-o-vision, because if you did, you'd feel that this is really grimy. Matter of fact, yeah. So, make it Smoker. And then we have Sky Kid. And then the last game, last but not least, is Disney's Adventures. Don't have my glasses on, so what is that? In Magic Kingdom. So, pretty cool. So, last but not least, the piece de resistance, right? The whole reason why I bought this in the first place. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, I actually did test this, but it didn't work. And so my buddy Justin was just like, well, maybe you should try one of your power cords that you have, your power supplies from one of your other units, since they're the same manufacturer, and it should work. Sure enough, put it in, worked like a charm, fired up. The game was a little scratchy, and it's a game that I know runs clear. So to me, I think the pins are dirty, probably dusty, maybe a little rusty. So I have not yet, just like the games, I'm going to take this thing apart, clean it inside and out, make it look brand new, make it play brand new. But I gave a little hint to it in the last video. It was sitting on the shelf. So without further ado, I finally got me a Nintendo top loader. I don't know, there's just something about these things. I prefer top loaders over the regular Nintendo, just because I just think it's so much easier to push the game in and play it. I'm super excited about it. As you see on the comps, these things go for pretty good money. So I can just sell this alone with the cords and surpass the amount of money that I made. But wait, there's more. And where did it go here? So it actually comes with one dog bone controller. So puts the price up even more if I were to sell it. And I actually did use this controller when I tested the game, and the controller works. And then it came with, of course, the cord fell apart. It came with one regular Nintendo controller as well. So super excited about getting this cleaned up. Super excited about getting it into the collection. And more than likely, when I go back and I play my Nintendo games, I'm going to be using it on the top loader instead of using it in the regular Nintendo. Just, again, I'm a Sega guy. I love Sega Genesis. I like the top loader, just like I like when I play Super Nintendo. I love that they're top loader, N64. Just never really liked that, and then pushing it down. You don't even really need to push it down either. So anyway, I digress. So there it is. That's the collection. I should have a total up here or here to kind of let you know if I were to sell everything, what it's valued at in today's market. If you like this video, if you like this type of content, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel for future content. Again, it's not always about retro games. It is about retro, but it's not always about retro games or retro toys. It could be my VHS collection or VHS DVDs and pop culture. Matter of fact, I have something coming in from eBay in the next couple of days from something that was really kick-ass in the 80s that I used to have in my room going into the 90s. So I'm super stoked to wind up getting that. So I appreciate you. Come back and see me on the next video, and take care.